Right. Hopefully I'll be able to hear you okay.
Okay, lovely. So, okay. So feel free to interrupt me if you have questions, but I really wanted to talk today about what is karma and how can we make sure that we minimize, uh, you know, our karmic imprint in our lives. So there is so much misconception about karma. I've had people asking me stuff like, am I picking up karma when I'm doing healing for other people? And it's so weird. Like, we've even had gurus say, don't do healing, you'll pick up karma, as if you don't pick up karma while doing other things. I mean, are you trying to tell me that when a doctor saves a person's life, or if a child, if a mother is about to give birth to a baby and she is dying, and they do a C-section and pull the baby out, you're trying to tell me that you're not messing with karma there? I mean, if she was in a forest, she would have died. So nobody is asking there, no, the mother of that doctor is not going and telling him, oh my God, you're changing destiny or changing karma. How dare you, When somebody has a heart attack and you rush them to the hospital, you think you're not messing with karma? So everything, and, also I was thinking, uh, a huge aspect of karma that we never think about is also all this free access to information on the internet, this total lack of gratitude, this taking for granted of all the stuff we have access to, having no desire to give back anything. So before we go into that, what is karma? It's basically attachment. Think about it. If I was, if we were in a bus, for example, and it braked really hard and I stumbled and I was wearing heels and I stepped on your foot and it's hurting. Maybe it hurts you for weeks. Okay, you have a bad bruise and whatever else, and you really suffer. Will you curse me for that? Will you hate me and say what a, expletives and, all of that? Will you do that? No. But if we were having a fight and I got angry and I did the same thing, you will probably hate me for a few lifetimes, right? That's karma, the exact same thing. That is why I keep telling my students all the time as well. It's not what you do, it's the why of it. What space are you coming from is a line that I use a lot, because people don't understand that not doing is also karma. If your child is hungry, you're engaging with karma if you feed the child. You're engaging with karma if you don't feed the child. There is action, there is inaction. Both create karma. And then there is non-action, which frees you up. What is non-action? Non-action is the process of not identifying with what you do, what you're doing, and not expecting and hoping for a reward. So you do it because that's what this moment demands of you. That is it.
Question.
Sure.
So, mother feeding the child, I don't think, at least most mothers, do not expect a reward when they're feeding their child. So, you mentioned that feeding a child also calls for karma, and not feeding a child also calls for karma. So, feeding the child, how can it call for karma when most mothers do not attach anything? They're not waiting for a reward. They're in the moment, just feeding the hungry child.
Well, it really depends. There could be times that it's not karma. There could be times that it is karma. To imagine that they don't expect a reward, I really don't think so. A lot of parents do what they do for their children. It does fancy up their ego. I am a good parent. The reward is the label you're giving yourself, the approval you get from yourself, if not other people, you know. Just a simple look at the sort of lunch boxes parents are sending their kids, I mean, if that's not a reward, what is? Look at Instagram. it's amazing the sort of fancy lunch boxes children get nowadays. And I mean, it's directly being used for, your Insta feed and your
Yeah, garnering more
ego.
likes, basically becoming famous and what have you. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so
yeah, okay. Maybe I belong to, yeah, I've seen my mother selfless, so.
no, the thing is, we cannot judge. You can't look at somebody else and say if they're being karmic or non-karmic. Only they would know, and even they would only know if they have gone deep enough with themselves. So yeah,
Great.
I'm giving this example of InstaFeed, but there could be a mother who's doing the InstaFeed thing and is totally not engaging in karma. She's just doing it because it feels right in that moment. So we cannot judge. We should not be judging other people. It's none of our business, you know. Only they can know, and at the most, a guru can know, because when you surrender like that to somebody, they can really see through your shit. I didn't not
Facade.
I don't
I would say facade, but shit is good too.
yeah. Not I wouldn't use the word facade, because there can be a whole lot of blocks which are not really your facade.
Yeah, yeah. I meant facade in terms of you think you're,
Yeah,
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 that's
I
what I meant.
same thing. Yeah. So karma is basically just being in the moment, doing things for the reward of it. And yes, in a lot of ways, the mother's relationship is, it can be sometimes quite selfless. But that doesn't mean that it's all selfless. There can be a lot of, attachment over there as well. So how do we minimize our karmic imprint? That is one, by looking very carefully at the why of things. Um, and also that quote that I shared by Jacqueline today, where she spoke of, when you are witnessing, you stop trying to run away from your misery. Trying to run away from any kind of misery is going to cause a whole lot of karma. And this, I think, as Indians, is very applicable to us. My own life saw a massive turning point when a friend, a Scandinavian friend actually, asked me, she said, what do you do because you want to do it? This was many years ago. And she said, we ran through the day. I was making breakfast because my mom felt I should be making breakfast at that time. And, one activity after the other. I was doing Reiki because I needed my mom's approval. And it was, I should be doing it because I'm a teacher. I was meditating because I wanted to please Jacqueline. Every single thing in my life I was doing because someone thought I should be doing it. I could not come up with one single activity in my life that I was doing because I wanted to do it. So I think that is one thing we really need to look at. Look at what is motivating you. Most of the times it is fear. And that, I think, is the lowest place to be coming from for any action.
A question again.
Sorry? Yeah.
A question again.
Yeah.
So you're saying running away from misery calls for more karma, as in creates more karma, right? If I understood correctly.
Yes.
But then at the same time, you wanting to do something because you want to do it doesn't cause any karma, as in that's what I interpreted.
I'll get there. So that's
Okay,
just the first level, because you can't go from step 1 or step 0 to 20 all at once, right? But this is
right.
definitely going to reduce the imprint, because fear, according to me, is the lowest vibration.
Right. So yes, at least reduce. Okay, my
Yes.
bad. I shouldn't have chosen the word no,
Yeah.
but reduce. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Now, but because you're doing some things out of duty, that's making you terribly miserable. As much as you've tried, things aren't changing. Yeah. There is something you desperately want to do, and you've been deferring it for years because of you wanted to do something because of somebody out of duty and love, combination of the two. But at some point in time, you say, all right, there's time I should be giving self-love and want to do what I want to do with my life. Now, is that walking away from misery and causing more karma, or is it more about, okay, you're doing what you want to do, you really want to do, not because you want to run away, but you're putting yourself first, and that reduces karma. So where in the spectrum of things, where does it lie?
I would actually suggest more self-reflection, because the more clarity you have, you will be more clear, because these are complex examples and they will need a lot more dissection.
If
You know,
Yogata is not complex, who is she?
every single one of us is
Yes.
incredibly complex and incredibly simple at the same time. That's the whole paradox of existence, isn't it?
Okay. Sorry, am I interrupting too much? I should be respectful of others participants.
Almost come to the end. It's been really short. Yeah, so the first thing you do is you get out of the fear. Don't act because of fear. um Hold on a second. Yeah. um and then as you go deeper, and when you started acting for yourself, that's when I think the work really begins. You start looking at what are you chasing, because see, there are, broadly speaking, two states in life. Either you're trying to run away from something, or you're trying to run towards something. So I've just given one example of fear, but it could be so many different emotions. You could be trying to avoid anger. All the people who have problems being a good person, can't say no to other people. It's basically fear of rejection over there. So there's a whole lot of things that we're trying to run away from. Like, a lot of people end up working, uh, a lot of married people end up working a lot, not because they want career progress. They do, but the main motivator is, I don't want to go back home. So the running away from something is the lowest state, and in those also fear is absolutely the lowest. So if you're looking at yourself and seeing, oh my god, I've been functioning out of fear for the most part, then it's something you need to look at, and just witnessing it will start releasing that for you. And then, of course, the way I dealt with it is I actually stopped doing everything. I absolutely stopped everything. I did not meditate anymore. I did not do Reiki anymore. I stopped everything. And I said, I'm only going to do it when I want to do it. Got back to a lot of things pretty soon, actually. And a couple of things I did not get back to for many years after that. But yes, so coming to the stage when you're chasing something, when you're doing something because you want it, or you're convinced that you want it, because they're not the same thing. A lot of the times we are convinced we want something, but actually, again, it's a sort of running away from something in our lives. Chasing is also karma, because ultimately we are chasing because we want something. So allow yourself to go deeper with that. And what you can do is, how do I put this? It's actually just being in the flow. It's this whole journey of karma is not about running away from or running towards something. It's about settling in the center, in the middle, and doing what the moment demands of us. My yoga teacher actually answered this very clearly in the session that I just did before this, which was, he said, this is just, yoga is reacting to every moment based on dharma. Dharma is what is needed of you in this moment. The Buddhists say, do what comes naturally. It doesn't mean lie in bed all day. People think, oh, if I was just going to do what comes naturally, then I wouldn't do anything. But that's not true. Actually, if you did what came naturally, chances are you would work very hard at serving the universe, serving the planet. Look at a tree. It does what comes naturally. It feeds the people around. Every single one of us is designed to serve. So when you actually do what comes naturally, you will give back to the world in the most amazing way possible. But the thing is, if you get nothing back in return also, you don't mind, because you are doing it for the joy of doing it. And that is when you're really minimizing your karma, because you're not asking for something in exchange. And this is, in a way it's paradoxical, because in a way you're just doing it because, you're doing it for the sake of doing it. But there is also the principle of give and take in life. So when we are taking things without any desire to give back, also we are creating karma, because we're just taking. Think about it. If you did something for someone and they just took it with a total, just taking you for granted, how does that make you feel? That's the natural response your body has deep inside. You don't realize it when you do the same thing as well. So when you're accessing all that information on the internet, when you're accessing all those movies for free with no desire to give back anything, you're doing the same thing. So let that, circulate in your mind, and just look, what can I do to give back for everything that I'm taking for everybody, from everybody, I think that's all I have to say about karma. If anybody has any residual questions, I'll take it, or we can have a short chat and then move on to the meditation.
Hello, good evening. Hi, this is Sulagna. I am not starting my video for some personal reasons. I'm so sorry. This internet and this information, I think this was something very new, because whole day I'm spending on internet and using all the information I'm getting without being grateful. And I really feel very bad about it when I, consciously think about it right now. So my question is, I mean, it's not like a solution, but can we think of some measures, the way we can contribute to the society when we take the information, or it is personal? I mean, we have to think of a tool to give it back to the society. What can we do? I mean, I'm very clueless about it, because I'm actually overwhelmed by the realization that how much I'm using the internet and not giving anything back.
See, like I said, and this actually answers Akanksha's question as well. And she has asked, if I do this, then won't I be living a life of mediocrity? But no, you won't. Like I said, look at a banyan tree. It grows so huge and, it gives back so much. It's just doing what comes naturally. So if you're destined, if you're here to live a mediocre life, and there's nothing wrong with mediocre. I don't know why. Why is mediocre a problem? What's wrong with mediocre? I was just, the meeting before this, which
I would love mediocre.
I was telling this person that I am doing so many things, and he's like, are you serious? Why are you doing so much? Why can't you just do less, And I mean, yeah, I just do what comes naturally. But yeah, what's wrong with being ordinary? What's wrong with being mediocre? There's nothing wrong with being anywhere in the spectrum. It's all just experiences that we're here to have. But so if you're designed to have experience mediocrity, then you will be mediocre. If you're here to experience grandiosity and being huge and all kinds of ultimate luxuries, and you can't really stop it unless you put in a lot of effort to sabotage it. You're here to experience it, you will. So doing what comes naturally is the way you actually give back. So I feel that when you start giving back naturally without much expectation of return, then you actually automatically start developing a gratitude for all the things that you are receiving, let's just say, for free as well. The problem is you have no desire to give back at all. Sometimes you do it in the most obvious of ways, and sometimes you do it in very subtle, very unexpected, or ways in which that you might not have imagined before.
Okay, an unrelated question. We do this in work calls when numbers like 401630 pop up, to just ask who that is when people are on video, especially.
Oh, that was Sulagna.
Okay.
Yeah. So anybody else?
I had a doubt. So, in all of this, where does the stand?
Where does what stand?
Ambition.
Sorry?
Ambition.
You're just getting cut out every time.
Ambition, ambition.
Ambition. See, if you don't mind not achieving what you want, then there's nothing wrong with it. You can have huge ambitions and do a lot, and if none of it comes true and all your efforts go to waste, if you have been in the flow, the effort itself has been satisfying. And I am speaking from experience here, okay? It's not just like I'm just speaking in the air with theoretical stuff. I have gone through this. I have done a lot for somebody, and just had them turn their back and say, oh, you're just you're a shitty person, you don't practice what you preach and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, bye bye, that's it. But I didn't regret a single thing that I did to out of love and out of whatever. Every single thing that I've done, I don't regret one single action, because I was doing it out of love and it made me happy. So I think the real test would be, if all your efforts went to vain and none of the results you were hoping for came, would you still be happy? That is the test. And if you say no, then yeah, then you're doing it, then there's a huge karma involved there. So it's about really being in the process, doing it for the process rather than the end. So the process itself has been so satisfying, it doesn't really matter if the end doesn't come.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Greed, isn't that a natural thing? Nobody tries to be greedy, it comes naturally.
Okay, can you name one animal that's greedy and eats more than it needs?
And I think these ants who try to keep as much of food as possible, because weather is going to change, they might not get it.
Mm-hmm.
So to save themselves, they are being greedy to save that much amount of food for themselves so that they can sustain for that time. That is in a way kind of greedy, being greedy.
Okay, so what's the point that you're trying to make? What's the question?
Question is being greedy, which is a natural phenomena. I mean, is it not a good thing to be in that position, or it's? I'm confused. As you said, be natural. Whatever is coming, the flow is natural, and whatever is coming to you, go with the flow. If you are attaching few, interpretations of your own, or if you're adding little extra pointers that if I do this, I may end up getting this. There are certain benefits, add-ons with it, which is going to be my attraction towards the things, doing whatever I'm doing. But there are certain greedy people. For them, greed is a natural
I
thing.
don't know about people. I only want to know about you, because like I said, other people are none of our business because we don't know. But
Yeah, right.
yeah.
I won't put myself in that category of being greedy. I'm very satisfied with whatever I have. I don't even think of getting extra things for me beyond whatever my limit is. But the thing is, when I see people in front of me unnecessarily being greedy about things which otherwise they don't need it.
See, so that's karma. When you see other people and you get affected, that's you creating karmic attachments right there. We
So
are
is it
nobody.
me who is sorry, continue.
Yeah, we are nobody to have opinions, about other people, because you don't know the complete story. And you don't know, like I said, you have no clue what space they're coming from.
For
Sometimes
example,
you have a vague idea, but you don't really know, because so many times what often happens is people are actually acting out your karma. That happens a lot.
okay.
I don't know what I call them. I do call them something. But I've seen there are certain people that are, that are empty in a certain way, and they can just, we call it taking on your projections. So for example, if you have anger issues, in the sense that you attract anger from other people because your own anger is very suppressed, and if I otherwise never get angry, and if I am an empty person, I don't mean empty as in, meaningless. I'm just saying empty in this context where I can take on projections easily.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will just shout at you and be surprised, like, why did I even say that? I've seen people do this around me. They're pretty empty, and they can just end up acting crazily, and they're like, I don't know why I did that. That's so not me. So you don't know whether they're coming from the space of greed or anger or whatever, or they're just acting out your patterns, So do not ever try to figure other people out, because you can do it for the sake of your own safety. Like, yeah, this person is not safe for me, this person is trustworthy and I can rely on them. That is a totally different matter. That's for your own survival. It's just figuring out, how to use the world around you in order to coexist more peacefully. But otherwise, apart from that, no, don't try to make sense of other people.
I have a
Chat is
question.
amazing with all the people putting in their information about the animals. So, but yeah, I mean, I've said this before also. Okay, we have to start the meditation soon, so I'll end this quickly. But I have said this before as well. It's not about right or wrong. We get really stuck in this. What you're doing is right, what you're doing is wrong. No, it's not. It's just actions and consequences. That is it. You do something, you reap the rewards. And karma is also exactly that. For example, if you're the sort of person that lies, we think, oh, you lied to me, now you wait, one day somebody's going to lie back to you, or you broke somebody's heart and somebody else is going to break your heart tomorrow. No, it doesn't always work like that. Karma is your undoing. If you are a person who lies very easily, you are going to pay the price of that, because if you lie like that, you're not going to develop any strong, deep relationships, because you can't tell the truth, and without truth there is no depth to a relationship.
People do that very easily. Sorry to interrupt. I know of a particular person for a
You're
fact.
not concerned with other people.
No, the statement that you made, as in if you lie very often, very easily, you cannot make deep relationships. And I'm saying I've actually seen up close and personal somebody who lied at a lavish level, lavish. I mean, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, it happens all the time. And I mean, see, this is just an example. Okay, it's just an example. We do a whole lot of things as well. So whatever you're doing, you're going to reap the rewards, and that is your karma. That's the undoing of what, choices you're making in every moment. So there will still be actions and rewards. If you sow a seed, you're going to get a plant, or not. Depends on so many factors, depends on your luck, everything. But the thing is, when you're not attached to the sowing, you're not attached to the reaping as well, and neither will disturb your sense of your state of balance. That's the whole point. Okay, I have enjoyed this tremendously, and I could go on honestly for the rest of the time, but I think we really should start the meditation. So take a deep breath and close your eyes as you breathe out. Let your spine be gently erect. And I'd like you to just allow yourself to drop. Imagine that your body is a huge, your body is this empty big space, and your consciousness, because we're often up in our heads a lot. So just imagine that you're dropping from the head all the way down to the center of your lower belly. Just let your awareness, your consciousness
Let everything that you are just drop there into this deeply nourishing, nurturing space. And allow your breath to come alive. You know, when you breathe in, just feel this energy coming into your body. This is life. The fact that this air is coming in is a sign that you are alive. So feel the energy, the life, the prana coming in as you breathe in. Feel the gratitude. You got one more breath. And feel the gratitude when it flows out. Feel the life. And I'd like today to focus on being extremely grounded within ourselves. Because this full moon, the moon is in Aquarius, and Aquarius is about the community. And if we want to truly be part of a community, we have to learn to give selflessly, giving for the sake of giving. And giving for the sake of giving does not happen unless we are fully grounded in ourselves. So it's like planting the seed of your existence within the soils of your being. Can you allow yourself to get in touch with that part of you that wants to expand through giving? Don't think about it. Don't be in your head about this. But can you allow yourself to get in touch with the joy of just sharing your light with the world? Can you allow yourself to see how sharing your light with the world is really actually a celebration of your own existence? And here I want you to go much deeper. And ask yourself, truly ask yourself this question in the depths of your being. Am I worth celebrating? What feeling does this question bring up in you? Do I deserve an expansion of myself and a celebration of my existence? Do I deserve to live the sort of life where all my joys and all my pains are a celebration of that existence? I feel like a lot of you are getting into a very deep, still space now. So just allow yourself to circulate back into the depths of your lower belly and just stay there. Just allow your breath to bring in this beautiful energy. Welcome it in. We've always approached being one with the universe through expansion. But today, I want to approach oneness through going inwards. So as we ground ourselves deep within, allow yourself to witness the rest of the world as a reflection of you. Just allow yourself to see others like as if they were mirrors, just reflecting back. An aspect of you. How does this feel? I can feel that a few of you are are having some sort of fear coming up. Just be aware of it and witness it. You do not need to fix it. Just feel the fear, stay with it. Be open to the experience. Be aware of your breath. And as you hold your awareness in the depths of your belly, I just want you to imagine that you're saying into this space these words, I am. Just imagine that you're saying it into that space, I am. Now just imagine that your energy field, like a ball of light or a ball of energy, whatever feels right. Just imagine that it is expanding, expanding gently and beautifully with a desire to give. Flowing like water, touching lives, simply for the sake of touching lives. While remaining completely centered within yourself. Let the giving happen naturally. So become aware of the life force energy, the prana, lighting up and bringing life to every cell in the top of your head. Feel it bring that magical touch of life to all of your skull, your brain, your eyes, your forehead. Allow yourself to become aware of the life force energy in your throat, your shoulders, your chest, your heart, your lungs, your back. Your whole body is vibrating, thriving with life every moment. Your belly, your lower belly, your back, your spine. your hips, your buttocks, your thighs, pelvis. Knees, your calves and your shin. And your feet, your toes, your soles. Look at your body as the home of your consciousness, your awareness. And just allow yourself to look around and allow yourself to feel this is a place worth inhabiting. It is worth it for me to stay grounded in my body and to experience all of life and all of existence through the 5 and whatever extra senses I have access to through this home. And on that note, take a deep breath, reminding yourself that every single breath you take is bringing in this beautiful, thriving, vibrating life force energy. And this will continue for the rest of your life. And become aware of the sounds in the background, reminding yourself that those sounds are also a reflection of life itself. So no matter how unpleasant, there's still a sign of life and worth celebrating. And allow yourself to become aware of the weight of your physical body on the earth. Becoming aware of how the earth is supporting you in every moment. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Take your time. Welcome back. What did you feel? Does anybody want to share anything?
I'd like to share. I was a little distracted in the beginning, but then the entire body I was just feeling very tingly, and there was a point where I started like shaking a little bit, physically. Like I felt my body go like this, and then I was like, okay. And then again back to the tingly, and then again relaxing, then back.
Nice.
Hello. Uh, I
Hey.
felt very calm.
Mhm.
I felt very calm in the beginning, and the feeling went deep, deep, and I felt very drowsy. I don't know how I felt, but very drowsy.
Hi Ashwita, Triparna here. Ever since wonderful meditation today went very deep today. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Anyway, ever since I started Reiki level 2, since then the meditations which I have been doing with you, like I have been in generally going more deep. But today's meditation was like it seemed like exactly what I needed just today. And like the entire day, I was actually worried and very anxious about work. And I was thinking that I will not be able to attend the meditation because, because there is so much work, office work. And then like the our the work portal, it stopped working in the evening, and just after the meditation again it started working again. So it feels like it was meant to be for me to be able to attend the meditation.
Yeah, it
So
sounds really nice.
Ashwita, for me, I have been feeling a little restless from past few days.
Mhm.
But during the meditation today, I was able to go a little deep, and there was a sense of really feeling calm inside. And at one point of time, I was in a state where I was not feeling my body. It was like a flowy thing, and it felt like, it's just flowing and it's just in some flowy state. So it felt really nice.
Wow. Okay. Looks like that is
Hi,
it.
so I'll share my experience. No, it was great. Last, I think, couple of weeks have been very difficult. I've been struggling to pick myself up because of work exhaustion and tiring. This was really good. I think at some point, when you said that you sensed fear, I might have been one of them, because because I was feeling when you said, observe your relation and mirroring and all of that, basically, and reflection. And I started thinking, and suddenly, like, oh my God, I'm responsible for all this, and that fear, and but it's not in my control. But then I'm not able to do it. So it was basically, I did start feeling a little sad around that time, and that fear that did come up. But then it slowly, as you said, witness it. I started kind of getting a little distant from it. Towards the end, I was feeling very drowsy after that. And then towards the end, it again sort of stabilized. And I had this very interesting thought, and I'm going to mull more over it. It was like, oh, everything is an expression of me through another perspective. And I don't know why this statement came, but it came. And that's how it ended for me.
Yes.
So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, my dear ones, looks like we're done for the day. So, oh yeah, I just wanted to add a small note at the end. So it's very interesting, the planetary positions this time. It's the full moon, the moon and the sun on opposite sides, sort of squaring Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, which is where the new moon is. So what that does, in my limited understanding from my reading, just to share with you, is it can make quite a lot of unexpected changes. Quite a lot of unexpected things can be happening. So just to put that out there. So be open to surprises from life, and I hope it's all nice and pleasant for all of you. I hope this was one. Okay. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Ashwita. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwita.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ashwita.
Thank you,